Disney is dying. In 2019, they did $3.7 billion at the box office, but this year, only $1.5 billion. They released The Little Mermaid, Indiana Jones, Elemental, and Wish. What do these movies have in common? Nobody watched them. Instead of giving people magical moments like this, Disney keeps giving people more of this. The results show, while the S&P 500 has grown 70% over the last 5 years, Disney has declined 17%. But this isn't as simple as it looks. There are a number of reasons Disney is on the decline. From subscriber losses, box office blunders, and asset sales, Disney is in trouble. Let's take a look and find out how Disney lost its magic. For this analysis, we will discuss 3 key problems that Disney is facing. 1, poor content. 2, streaming wars. And 3, the slowdown of traditional media. Let's kick it off with poor content and the box office decline that Disney is facing. The first decade of Disney was one filled with a lot of struggle and betrayal. But it all changed when Walt Disney himself bet it all on Snow White. After 3 years of blood, sweat, and tears, he released the movie, and like a miracle, it became the highest grossing film of all time. Fast forward to today, Disney is set to release a live-action version of Snow White. But there's a catch. The movie is not a love story. The movie has no dwarves, and Snow White is, well, not white. Listen to Rachel Zegler, the new Snow White, talk about the movie.
That it's no longer 1937. She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love.
This is where their box office problems begin. By not honoring the magic of Disney's IP, the company continues to alienate its fan base. This has been the case for Lightyear, Mulan, The Little Mermaid, and much of the Star Wars and Marvel canon. Not only has Disney disregarded the heritage of their IP, but they have also squeezed every ounce out of their golden gooses. For example, since 2021, Marvel has released 11 films. How are people supposed to care about the movies and characters if there are so many? People only have so much time. A Disney movie used to be an event, but by releasing so many films, the company has diluted the brand value of much of their IP and has given viewers superhero, Star Wars, and general movie fatigue. They need Thanos to snap his fingers and get rid of half of their content. The other problem with this strategy is how much it costs to make these big budget films. To make the economics work, Disney needs to sell a boatload of box office tickets. However, over the last 3 years, Disney has lost at least $1 billion on its movies. The return on invested capital is just not there. Now, it's not all Disney's fault. People are spending less time at the movies than ever before. With the advent of streaming platforms and behavioral changes caused by COVID, people are less inclined to go to the theaters, and it shows in the numbers. Worldwide, box office sales have not been this low since 2001. Overall, this does not look good. But wait, Disney has a plan: streaming. In 2019, Disney unveiled their streaming platform, Disney+. Early on, it looked like a genius move and Wall Street loved the story. But something happened. After reaching a peak of 164 million subscribers in 2022, Disney lost a record 12 million subscribers from Q2 to Q3 of 2023. But why are subscribers leaving? For one, there are multiple competitors. When it comes to price, Disney is one of the most expensive. When it comes to the number of TV shows, Disney is not competitive. When it comes to the number of movies, Disney is not competitive. And when it comes to adult-oriented content, Disney is definitely not competitive. In an extremely competitive environment, how do you make a profit? Well, you don't. Since its inception, Disney Plus has lost over $11 billion. To put things into perspective, Netflix over the same period made $25 billion in profits. But how hard is it to turn a profit? Very hard. For one, as the economy slows down, consumers are decreasing their spending and rationalizing streaming services. Furthermore, Disney is not just competing against incumbents like Netflix, they're also competing against tech juggernauts Amazon and Apple, who each have 6 times more cash than Disney. To Apple and Amazon, streaming is a drop in the bucket, Streaming represents 22% of Disney's revenue, compared to 2 and 0.5% for Amazon and Apple, respectively. Their businesses are much less reliant on streaming services. Then there's the problem of customer acquisition. Amazon has one of the most visited sites in the world. They can easily funnel new customers through both Amazon.com and their Prime delivery service. Apple can market through Apple TV to every single iPhone in the world, and there are a lot of iPhones. But what does Disney have? Traditional ad markets? This is why it's extremely important that Disney Plus starts clawing its way to profitability sooner than later. You see, currently, Disney is focused on cost cutting to reach profitability, but this is a double-edged sword. Cutting costs will make it harder to market and create awesome content that will attract new subscribers. An IP is what attracts or loses subscribers, and cutting back on an already thin content library is going to put an immense amount of pressure on Disney. Okay, so the Disney Plus story doesn't look great. However, while Disney Plus isn't close to bringing in a profit for Disney, and won't be anytime soon, linear TV, which includes ABC and ESPN, is. But there's a catch. Traditional media is Disney's cash cow. ESPN alone represents about 20% of Disney's total profit. The business model is great. Sticky viewers, stable revenues, healthy profit margins. It is everything a capitalist could dream of. But as cord cutting progresses and sports rights fees increase, linear TV is struggling. Profits from ESPN-branded TV networks, ESPN Programming, and ESPN Plus fell nearly 8% over the last 9 months. ESPN is in a period of transition. Its pay TV linear channel lost nearly 1 million customers in the first quarter of 2023. Talent is even suffering. In July, ESPN let go over 20 ESPN personalities, including Max Kellerman and Jeff Van Gundy. Disney knows the clock is running out for their traditional media segment, and frankly, there's almost nothing they can do. Viewers are consuming less of TV content as they opt in to streaming services and shorter form content like YouTube and TikTok. Things have gotten so bad that Disney is frantically exploring a minority sale of ESPN. They've explored pacts with the NFL and NBA in which the leagues would supply programming in exchange for small equity stakes in ESPN. All of this screams one thing: Disney does not see a future for these assets and wants to monetize whatever they can now. Okay, so what does this all mean? Disney is failing to resonate with audiences at the box office and is losing money left, right, and center. Their big bet on Disney Plus isn't going as well as they would have liked, and they are bleeding money. And their legacy media business is in structural decline, threatening the cash cow that has enabled them to take big bets like Disney Plus. The only bright spot, which we didn't discuss, is their theme parks. But even those are facing challenges in Disney's home market of the USA. Overall, the future for Disney does not look so bright. And in the immortal words of Porky the Pig,
That's all, folks.